My fellow Sierra Leoneans, 65 years ago, the green, white, and blue flag rose over Freetown for the first time. It rose because courageous men and women believed that this land should belong to its own people. They believed Sierra Leone could govern itself, shape its destiny, and stand with dignity among the nations of the world. Some paid everything for that belief. We honor them today by proving equal to the task they place in our hands. 65 years on, we know this truth. In 1961, we were not handed a finished nation. We were placed at the starting blocks of nation building, and the work of shaping a more mature nation remained ours. A mature nation does not hide from difficulty. It does not confuse ceremony with progress. So today, we mark this anniversary not with sentiment alone, but with measurable and undeniable evidence. In that spirit, I'd like to speak clearly about the pressures our people are carrying, about the country we are building, and the democratic duty we all share in securing Sierra Leone's future. Sierra Leoneans, the world around us remains unstable. Global conflicts, disrupted supply chains, and rising fuel prices continue to increase the cost of food, transport, fertilizer, and other essentials. Sierra Leone feels these shock sharply because we still import too much of what we consume. When the world becomes more expensive, life here becomes more difficult. Families feel it in the market, drivers feel it at the petrol station, traders feel it in the cost of moving goods. Households feel their rent and electricity bills. And they feel it in the daily strain of stretching limited income across ever-rising needs. I will not pretend otherwise. These pressures are real and felt in every district, town, and home across our beautiful country. For many families, even the most basic purchases now require careful calculation. There is also the reality of unreliable electricity that affects households and businesses alike. A serious government must be serious about this. But honesty is not enough. A serious government must also act. Fellow Sierra Leoneans, since 2018, my government has worked to strengthen the foundations of our economy. We are stabilizing the Leone, improving fiscal discipline, strengthening domestic revenue mobilization, narrowing the deficit, and managing inflation with greater seriousness and consistency. Our program with the International Monetary Fund remains on track, and our partnerships with the World Bank, the African Development Bank, the European Union, and others continue to support stability and social protection. We have also taken immediate steps to cushion citizens from the worst of the current shocks. This includes temporary support on fuel, the building of strategic reserves of essential commodities, and expanded support for vulnerable households. That support has reached citizens through the cash transfer and cash for work programs in communities where the pressure is greatest. We remain dedicated to shielding our citizens more effectively from the external shocks that are beyond our control. These measures matter. They provide relief, but relief is not the same as transformation. The deeper response is to build an economy that produces more of what it consumes, powers itself more reliably, creates jobs at scale, and trade from a position of strength. The lasting response is production. That is the Sierra Leone we are building. And that is why, for my government, 2026 is a year of action and accelerated execution. Fellow Sierra Leoneans, over the past 12 months, we have advanced our Feed Salon flagship program with urgency and direction. Agriculture is steadily becoming an engine of growth. Farmers are gaining greater access to improved seeds, financing, and markets. Investment in agribusiness is expanding. Our rice import bill is easing. Exports, such as cocoa, are strengthening our reserve. This progress is the result of deliberate action to shift Sierra Leone from consumption to production. This year, we will complete critical bridges and feeder roads that connect farmers to markets. We will advance the rice clusters in Tomabom and Bondapi, as well as establish the Agricultural Development Bank to unlock financing for farmers and agribusiness at scale. Our objective is simple and clear. Sierra Leonean farmers will be able to use our fertile land to feed Sierra Leonean families at prices our people can afford. Because food security is national security. A nation that cannot feed itself cannot truly call itself free. Fellow Sierra Leoneans, our greatest resource is our people. Through the free quality education program, more children are in school today than at any other point in our national history. We have backed that expansion with improved teacher training and a renewed focus on girls' education. Because access without quality is not enough, and no country can move forward while leaving half of its talent behind. In health, we have expanded primary health care facilities, trained and deployed more health workers, and strengthened our capacity for epidemic preparedness. Government hospitals are now equipped with CT scan facilities. Modern ultrasound services are enhancing maternal care. And the newborns and reconstructive unit at Connaught Hospital is restoring hope and healing. For my government, access to healthcare will always be a right. Fellow Sierra Leoneans, no issue captures the strain on our people more clearly than energy access. Global instability, including conflict in the Middle East, has driven up petrol prices, increasing the cost of keeping the lights on for households and businesses. For too many Sierra Leoneans, unreliable electricity impedes day-to-day life. A student without light loses hours of study. A clinic that relies on a generator operates under constant pressure. A small business weighed down by diesel costs cannot grow as it should. A country that cannot guarantee power cannot industrialize as it must. That is why energy remains central to our national transformation. As recent as 2018, reliable electricity was largely limited to Freetown, Makeni, and Port Loko. Today, we are on a determined path towards universal energy access. We are making the largest investment in energy in our nation's history. The $2.2 billion United States Mission 300 Energy Compact will significantly expand electricity access, increase generation capacity, and connect hundreds of thousands of households across the country. We are strengthening and extending our national grid, improving regional power supply, and accelerating renewable energy solutions to reach underserved communities. Our goal is to reduce our dependence on volatile global fuel markets and build an energy system that serves households, schools, clinics, farms, and industry with greater reliability. Every new connection changes what is possible. It lengthens the working day. It strengthens the healthcare. It improves learning. It gives enterprises room to grow. Indeed, energy security is economic security. Fellow Sierra Leoneans, let me now speak directly to the amazing young people of Sierra Leone. You remain the cornerstone of our society. I am aware of how the realities of our time affect you. The frustration of finishing school and not finding work quickly enough is real. The frustration of carrying ambition in an economy that has not yet created enough room for it is real. The temptation to believe that your future lies somewhere else is real. You deserve honesty from your government. You also deserve effort from your government. Everything we are building in agriculture, education, energy, enterprise, and skills will open wider pathways for you. The purpose of our policies is to improve the life opportunities of citizens. As government does its duty, I ask of you discipline, courage, and belief in your abilities. I ask you to reject drugs, substance abuse, and crime because Sierra Leone needs your strength whole, your judgment clear, and your talent fully alive. I also ask you to hold us accountable. Demand seriousness. Demand results. Demand a country that makes better use of your gifts. Sierra Leone needs your energy, your ideas, and your determination to demand more from this country. We are building with you, not for you and not without you. So, fellow Sierra Leoneans, at 65, a nation must also speak plainly about its democracy. Democracy requires a strong and active opposition. That is not in question. A healthy republic depends on contest, scrutiny, disagreement, and debate. But it also depends on presence, participation, and duty. When a person is elected to parliament, they hold that seat in trust for the people who stood in the heat and rain to put them there. When mayors or councillors accept office, they carry a continuing obligation to the community that chose them. That duty and trust do not pause or disappear in moments of political disagreement. The people must continue to be served. This government has acted within the law in all matters concerning our electoral institutions. We have done so carefully, constitutionally, and with full confidence in the integrity and capacity of those entrusted with helping to steward the democratic process. The further entrenchment of free, fair, and credible elections is a national objective, not a partisan one. It is an objective my government remains committed to. We remain equally committed to the agreement for national unity and to advancing electoral reforms through the tripartite steering committee. As we move towards 2028 general election, we must do so with seriousness, restraint, and good faith. For my government, the door to constructive dialogue is always open. But even as we engage in dialogue, the work of governance must continue. I'm encouraged by the return of elected officials to their duty, and I welcome that step in the interest of the nation. Thank you for affirming an important democratic principle. Political disagreement must never suspend public service. The citizens who elect us are the reason why institutions exist. They must remain at the center of our conduct, our decisions, and even our disagreements. Let us therefore continue to engage through lawful institutions with seriousness, restraint, and respect. This is how confidence is built. This is how the Republic is strengthened. Fellow Sierra Leoneans, our ethnic, regional, and religious diversity is not a weakness. It is one of the enduring strengths of this country. Our people are also more connected today through roads, bridges, and infrastructure. This binds communities more closely together. In an increasingly divided world, Sierra Leone continues to show that Muslim and Christian, Northerner and Southerner, Temne and Mende, Creole and Fuller can live not merely side by side, but as neighbors, as family, and as one people. That unity is a choice we make every day in how we speak, how we lead, how we treat one another, even in how we disagree. And it's a choice worth protecting with everything we have. I stand before you as president for every Sierra Leonean at home and abroad. And I believe our democracy will be strongest when political competition is real, institutions are respected, and our common nation remains larger than any party or any moment of disagreement. Fellow Sierra Leoneans, as we mark the 65th anniversary, I acknowledge those whose service sustains our republic every day. The men and women of our armed forces, police, the security services. Your professionalism and quiet dedication safeguard our peace and make our progress possible. Our paramount chiefs, traditional rulers, community elders, local council leaders, our imams, pastors, and all people of faith who steady the moral life of this nation. Our teachers and health workers, our civil servants, and those who keep our institutions running with discipline and integrity. Our essential workers, sanitation workers, energy and water service providers, transportation operators, keke and Okada riders, and our market women who keep this nation moving every single day. Our farmers and our fisherfolk whose labor feed this nation and sustain our future. Sierra Leone is stronger because of your services. We are all one nation under God, not as a formality, but as a truth. So we must continue to live together peacefully. Fellow Sierra Leoneans, our motto, unity, freedom, justice, is a standard of accountability. Unity calls us beyond tribe, region, party, and religion to a shared national identity. Freedom demands that the dignity and rights of every citizen are upheld. Justice requires institutions that are fair, credible, and accountable to all. These are the standards by which we should be judged and by which we will judge ourselves. They are the measure of our national seriousness. They are the obligations of government. 65 years from now, Sierra Leoneans will ask, what did this generation do with the country they inherited? Let the answer be this, that we've faced difficulty with maturity, that we strengthened the foundations of the nation, that we fed more of our people from our own soil, that we widened opportunity, that we protected democracy, that we chose to hold Sierra Leone together and move it forward. So today, I ask every Sierra Leonean, choose Sierra Leone. Choose it at work. Choose it in your conduct. Choose it in the way you speak to one another. Choose Sierra Leone in the way you raise your children to understand this country and their duty to it. Let us build with purpose. Let us govern with integrity. Let us speak with honesty. Let us differ with dignity. And let us hold each other up. May God bless you. May God bless the Republic of Sierra Leone, the land that we love. Happy Independence Day.